Let's talk about magazines. Welcome back to First Step Gun Essentials. And a common question that I hear, or a topic that I see discussed, is it okay to leave and store magazines loaded? Should they stay unloaded? And the different thoughts on that, and I've heard different opinions. And I've got kind of a unique opinion on that, so we're gonna dive right into it and we're gonna talk about it. So I like to keep my FSGE all-purpose range bag. I like to keep magazines preloaded with the target ammunition that I use, so that way when I go to the range, I'm not spending time loading and unloading magazine. I've got a nice set of magazines ready to go for my range session or if I'm shooting a video, and that way I can focus on running the drills that I need to focus on. So magazines themselves aren't too pricey. They can range from anywhere from $12 to $30 depending on which brand that you buy. For pistols, PMags for rifles are, they can be a lot cheaper. So anywhere from $11 to $20 per se, depending. So a magazine, here's the simple thing you need to know about it, right? It operates on a spring. So whether that spring is depressed or it's compressed, that's okay in whatever configuration you're going to leave it in. The magazines will last for years, but it's the moving back and forth, like think of the metal compressing and decompressing, that's what wears down the magazine, right? And as you can imagine, those last few rounds, there's a lot of tension on those rounds, but if you keep it stored compressed, you're going to be fine, or if you keep it unloaded, you're going to be fine. Now, I don't recommend storing magazines loaded for long periods of time, and here's why. You should be using them. You should be training, right? So I got these magazines that I keep preloaded, and then I go to the range and I run through them and I shoot them. If the magazines ever start to fail or the spring starts to lose tension, I can just buy a new magazine. I mean, for the cost of ammunition costs tons of money. If you think about it, adds up over time. Magazines are replaceable. So sometimes I think people get this idea that this thing has to last. Magazine's going to last for a long time. I've never had problems with these stock Glock magazines. And so my take on it is store them loaded, store them unloaded if you like, but at the end of the day, you need to be using them. There's no point in just having tons of ammo just ready to go in magazines just sitting in a gun safe somewhere. If you need to, I like to keep a couple of self-defense hollow point magazines loaded up for my home defense and concealed carry gun. That's fine, but even then periodically, I recommended this in another video, maybe once a year or something, I like to run the hollow point rounds through the concealed carry gun that I have to make sure that there's not any issues. I'm probably overly obsessive, like I clean my guns every time I go to the range, and I like to make sure that my stuff is always functional. So at the end of the day, I recommend these magazines that are in here, they probably only go a few weeks in between being loaded and unloaded, and that's because I'm using them. And again, if they break or start to have issues or failures, I want to find that out at the range, or if they start to get old, and I'm going to keep fresh magazines for my carry gun. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below about storing loaded or unloaded magazines. Just in a quick summary, it's the spring moving, the tension releasing and compressing over and over again. That's what wears it out. It's not whether or not you keep it loaded or unloaded that's the problem. But at the end of the day, you should have magazines that you're running through for training, and then you want to make sure that your magazines are fresh and serviceable for your carry gun, but ultimately you want to make sure that they work every time when you need them to. So I think the way to do that is not be afraid and not worry about keeping these brand new mags loaded up in a gun safe, but to actually make sure you're using them. They're designed to be used, so use them, and let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time out at the range, and we'll see you at firststepgunessentials.com. Check out, you can support the channel by picking up some targets or cleaning kit or hearing and eye protection. We've got the Essentials kit. We did another review on that product, and it's really everything you need for your trip to the range, all in one kit. So I see a lot of people buying ammunition, I see a lot of people buying guns right now, but I don't see as many people really focusing on getting good quality training and fundamentals, and that's really what's going to make you a safe, responsible gun owner, and you're going to feel a lot more confident and competent if you are spending some time out at the range and getting proficient with your firearm. So don't be afraid to get some training or get some classes if you're new. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at our support email, support@firststepgunessentials.com. But that's what we're about. We want to make it easy for responsible firearms ownership, and the only way to do that is to get proper training and education. So it starts with the little things. So we've heard some questions about that, about how you should do that, and make sure you're getting out to the range and using the magazines that you have, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to be shooting one round where I'm starting without a round in the chamber. For a little bonus factor, for those of you who aren't comfortable carrying around in the chamber yet, let me know if you want to see a video on whether or not you should carry around in the chamber or not. And then we're going to go back into the holster and we're going to go again. So